Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have TJ Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. TJ Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of TJ Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because TJ Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off the first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
Y'all just let me talk. Good evening, good people. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the Lapeef Network. How y'all doing? I damn sure was muted, MS Best. I damn sure was muted. But welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the best network on YouTube, which is the Lapeef Network. Appreciate y'all for coming out, cooling with your boy. It is Friday. Hope everybody is having a good Friday. I started a little late, didn't move the time to 12:30, so it didn't send out the notification that the show is live. So we'll wait for most of our regulars, our normal people, to get in here once they scroll through to see what's live, and we should come up. But I'm gonna chop it up with y'all nonetheless. Thank y'all for being here on this great Labor Day weekend Friday. It's payday. I got paid like 4 times. Damn, it feels good to be at this part of my life. I don't even know where two of those payments came from. I don't even know. Three of those payments. Wait, I got paid 5 times. Only one I'm pretty sure of is the payment of my job and my military disability. I don't even know where the rest of this money came from. Well, I got so many things working. I don't know if it's a dividend that I didn't know was scheduled, but boy, I woke up this morning. Direct deposit notification. Direct deposit notification. That's what I'm trying to get my people to be at in life, man. Keep working, have so many things moving and shaking, plant so many seeds out there that when they grow, you don't even notice it. They grow so fast. All right. That's what I want for each and every one of you out here that's striving for the best, looking to secure not even just your financial future, whatever it is that you're good at. Just get good at it, scale it, find a way to section off your own piece of it so you can share your gift with the world, and the money will come. Eventually, you'll just start getting paid for it. It's not even like you have to ask for that. Put the pieces in place, surround yourself with the right people, and things will work in your favor. So I'm just glad to be out here with y'all, man. Happy Friday. Who is at work right now? I see people trickling in. As you come in, make sure you hit that like button, all right? Make sure you hit that like button on your way in. I'm about to share this out to my people on Facebook. I want y'all to hit that share button and do the same thing for me. Go ahead and share this stream out to your Facebook news feed, your Instagram chat, your any group chat that you have going on. Go ahead and let some people know you're watching the Trigger Mike Show today. I would really appreciate that support. I know y'all are all about supporting your people. So let's get it, man. It's a good Friday. I got no complaints, man. I got no complaints. If you're in the Florida area suffering from the hurricane, hope all is well with you. Hope there was not too much property damage. Hopefully that water has receded and you're back on your everyday grind. So I hope those people, anybody dealing with bad weather, please, I hope you get over it, and I hope you've gotten over the worst of it, rather. And I hope all is well with you. You know what would make my day better at this point? Maybe I should hit the chiropractor before I go get my son. I see most of my colleagues at work already took an early vacay. Minimal emails today. Somebody wanted to send me one at the last minute that seemed like it needed an immediate answer. That's why I started the show late. But yeah, other than that, everybody cooling, man. Everybody ready to start the weekend. So what are y'all doing this weekend? What do you have planned? I want to know the chat. What does the chat have planned for Labor Day weekend? I have not celebrated Labor Day weekend. One, I've been a parent for a little while, so I'm trying to remember. Even as a kid, when the school year starts, everything changes. Traffic patterns change. Some stuff at work changes. So no, this has been a pretty hectic weekend for the last decade for me. I don't remember doing anything special over Labor Day weekend. So y'all let me know. What are y'all doing? What do you have planned for Labor Day weekend? I know most of these people in these areas, they go crazy in this Houston area, man. I can only imagine what they have planned for this weekend. I do know if you're into firearms, Labor Day is one of the biggest sales of the year. My email is going nuts. I can read you probably, yep, 1226. Breek Arms, Labor Day sale. Primary Arms, Labor Day sale. Trauma Pack. So my medical kit that I keep on my gun belt. Labor Day sale, 20% off. Like, yo, they trying to get everybody. QVO Tactical, Labor Day sale starts now. Everything for guns is on sale. One of the biggest sales of the year, all right, is Labor Day. So if you're in a two-way advocate, you're somebody that's into firearms, definitely looking to get you some of the cheapest stuff around this weekend. I'm sorry, the best stuff around for cheap this particular weekend. One of the biggest sales. Memorial Day, huge sale. Veterans Day, huge sale. 4th of July, huge sale. Labor Day, huge sale. And Black Friday. I'm going to get, in fact, let me see if these people got a sale right now. I need a new cloud defensive light for my AR. So let's see what their sales looking like. Those lights are like $330. I need a Rain 2.0. I got a 1.0 right now. I need a 2.0. But all right. Wait a minute says got work plan. That's it? Work? That's all y'all got for me, man. What are y'all doing Labor Day weekend? Come on in, trickle on into the Trigger Mike Show. Let me know what you have planned for Labor Day weekend. All right, who we got in the chat? We got MS Best and Wait a Minute. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to let the good people trickle in so we can get the topic started in a little bit. Shout out to the sponsor, Tiege Hanley. The link is down in the description for those of you that are looking for uncomplicated skincare for men. I want you to go ahead and grab this Tiege pack. Today is payday, and I want you to grab this uncomplicated skincare for men. This is one of our sponsors, and they make an incredible product. So those men who may be struggling from uneven skin and you're looking for a new skin regimen, remember, I told you skincare for men is a thing. I literally just used it maybe 2 hours ago. Took a late shower. Bad of me, I know. I'll take my kids to school, then I'll come in here, return emails, and do work on a little project for a little bit. Then I'll jump in the shower if I don't take a shower the night before. I got to get up pretty early. You know, kids got to be to school early and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, man, I know you see my skin nice and fresh, feels clean. And one of the things I love about these products, because I suffer from like really bad skin. I got really bad African skin. Okay. So it'll become very oily, very fast. And then I was using improper skincare products for years. I didn't know I was supposed to be using oil-free products on my skin. So yeah, man, I encourage men to get their education on their proper skin regimen. It will do wonders for you. All right. Feel more confident, look better, of course. So yeah, man, go ahead and jump down in that description and get that Tiege Hanley, get that good Tiege pack. We'd appreciate that. My man EBD says a single mom, a single woman, or a married wife. Hey, it is what it is in my environment. Okay. My man EBD coming through early, letting you know what it is. Wait a minute says you got 3 jobs, huh? Man, I got, in terms of jobs or things, endeavors that take time and pay me money, I got 5 right now. I got 5. Probably looking to take on a 6th before the year is out. I look at jobs as as endeavors that take time to bring to scale and pay me money. I have 5. I'm about to start a Patreon before the end of the year, or I'm still trying to figure out what platform I'm going to use, but that's going to take time. Like you might have noticed on my Instagram, I don't really make shorts like that anymore because I started this job 3 months ago. That took away all my time for making shorts. And I'm busy. I teach classes on Sunday, my gun classes on Sundays. So, people say, hey, just make all your shorts for the week on Sunday. My Sundays are already booked. By the time I get in the house, I'm already tired from having been on my feet all Sunday teaching those damn gun courses. Then my kids need time. So yeah, man, you got to be out here grinding. Your early years are your earning years. Shout out TD Jakes. Shout out TD Jakes. While I'm young, while I have the energy, I got to make it do what it do so I can sit down later. All right. This is the same way my dad was, man. I'm just like him. Out here getting it. I got 5 jobs, looking to take on a 6th. In fact, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I had a faculty meeting. I brought everybody in my department for the monthly meeting yesterday, and they're launching this advocate program for the students. And I thought about it. I was like, can directors get in there? They were like, I don't see why not. We need all the help we can get. And I was like, nope, nope. I don't need nothing else on my plate. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You know what? A good part of maintaining your mental health is knowing when to stop and knowing when you're stretched out a little too far. So yeah, after that Patreon is done, I might not be doing any more projects or anything like that. It'll just be advancing the stuff I already got going because people act like working like this is a good thing. It's not. It is not. It's extremely tiring. You lose a lot of sleep, but I'm on a mission. And once I achieve that mission, I will scale back. MS Best says, does that mean you're not focused on instant gratification only, Trigger? Of course not. Of course not. I'm focused on the future, man. The future is bright. I think one of the greatest gifts I've been given in this life. God damn. Ooh, this fruit. There is one fruit fly in here. And it's my fault. It's my fault. Y'all like, ooh, you got fruit flies. It's my fault. I be eating in the office, man. My wife said, stop eating in your office. I left coffee cups in here. I left pieces of cake. I left like orange peel in here. I got one fruit fly, and this little nigga just try to fly up my nose. He always do this once the camera's on. This dude been in here for like 5 days, just growing bigger and bigger. I'll see him on the screen, but I don't want to slap the hell out of him. But what was I saying a moment ago? One of the greatest gifts I've been given is to be able to see the trajectory of my life in the future. And I usually see that through my children. I have been telling my wife this for a long time. 5 years ago, she did not think we'd be here in 5 years. I said, why not? She didn't think so. We have exceeded all expectations. And one of the things that I love doing is I don't look at success as the way I'm able to create my own life, but I look at success in my ability to do what is enriching my children's lives. Because most of y'all know that grew up like me, my parents got money late, like late. I was already damn near out the house and on the way to college. So my younger siblings, got to live a normal middle class life. They got stable when I was almost out the house. So I grew up poor, fresh, newly minted immigrant poor. That's a different type of poor. When you ain't got no citizenship, that's a different type of poor. Okay. My parents weren't even citizens. Ain't no WIC, ain't no welfare for immigrants. Not really, anyway, especially not back then. So everything that I was going through, and I'm the eldest, so I felt all of it. Something, 2 of my siblings weren't even born yet through some of that. And nothing from where I started off when my parents came to this country. And then we moved back to Africa, then moved us back to this country. From where I started and what I can remember as a child, my children have felt none of that. So I don't want to risk anything, man. I'm playing a slow burning game. If y'all notice, I'm moving a little more carefully than some of my counterparts in this space. I don't want to grow too big too fast. I want to nurture everything. This is an opportunity I don't take for granted. I don't even grow my own channel because I got 1,000 subscribers. That's less than 5% of YouTubers have 1,000 or more. It'll be there for me when I'm ready to figure out what kind of content I'm gonna bring to that space. I am not about instant gratification now. If you've seen what I've built through being methodical and thinking first and building relationships, I'm playing the slow burning game. I'm playing the long game. I'm not out here for instant gratification. Man, what concept? I don't even know what I said. MS Best says that sounds more selfless than selfish, Trigger. Another revolutionary concept. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But my children have like where they started from, the things that they will be able to accomplish, man. That is my legacy fulfilled right there. That is what success is. The words these kids are using at their age, the things that they know, their abilities at this age, I am not really proud of myself, but I'm amazed at all my wife and I have done and what we will continue to do in the future. I am amazed. My man Hugh Daly says, finally free to get on this live stream. Hell yeah, bro. We're going to talk about it today. We are going to talk about it today. So, those of you just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. We got a few more people. We're going to start this discussion now. And of course, as we bring up the panel, more people will jump on and talk to us and get involved in this. So, I don't know if y'all saw that Yung Bleu situation going on, but your boy Yung Bleu got himself in some trouble. And make sure if you're just coming in, hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. If you are already a subscriber, make sure you consider joining the channel so you get to use those dope fire trigger mic emojis that I just put in the chat just now. Check those out. If you're a member of the Green Gang, you get to use those. So please consider that to support this great channel and all the work we have coming for you presently and in the future. Where is this damn video? But yeah, man, your boy Yung Bleu. Your boy Yung Bleu tripping, man. He tripping. And let me give y'all my synopsis on this really quick. Today's topic is, are side chicks the norm? Are side chicks a normal thing? And I'm very careful the way I word things. That was on purpose. The way that I asked that question was on purpose. I meant to ask it like that. Are side chicks the norm? Let me tell you what I mean by that. And the reason I phrased that question like that. If something keeps occurring, no matter how much we find it to be distasteful, no matter how much we don't like it, no matter how much it hurts the other party's feelings, if something keeps occurring, we have to believe that it is normal. That is true when it comes to actions. That is true when it comes to behavior. What is normal? It is what is primarily done and or accepted. That's normal. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about right now. The Asians, Africans, and just say Asians as in India, China, and Africa alone have more women. Those three groups have more women than anybody in the world. So take just from India, China, and Africa, the continent. Take all the women, separate all the women out, and then take all the women from every other country on earth, from every continent on earth. There are more of those women. That means these women believe in, let's say, respecting authority figures, which are men, respecting men as authority figures. They believe that women are responsible for domestic duties, cooking, cleaning, rearing of the children, primarily. So, women taking on domestic duties and respecting men as authority figures is normal for women in general, because that's what most of the women in the world are doing. That is the logic we're using here. That is why I asked, are side chicks the norm? do most men eventually get a side chick, even if it's a small momentary thing? Is this normal? Because what I keep hearing is that people ask men to keep it in their pants, and the women are going to get upset. And even though women cheat at the same rate, they tend to get upset like they're not capable of doing that to a man, even though they are. But one of the things that I'm failing to comprehend is, why don't they understand that if something is happening at this rate, when are you going to accept it that it may just be the norm? And not that you have to accept the behavior in your own household for your own. You don't have to create your own personal preference to accept it, to accept that behavior. But I think as a society, we need to accept the behavior as normal. I'm no longer holding a press conference, or can you believe I'm not doing that when we talk about a man having a side chick? The shit seems pretty normal. Put a one in the chat if you agree. I'm not condoning it. I'm not making excuses for it. I'm not saying the Bible said you can do it. I'm saying that if most men are going to end up having a side chick at some point in their life, then having side pieces is normal. That is the logic we're using here today on the Trigger Mike Show. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for those of you. Now, we've talked about this in a different way on multiple topics for different reasons, so on and so forth. But I've noticed that when it comes to men and sex, we separate it out different. We can, like, I'm just going to be real with you. I'll give you a scenario all my own, okay? I'm actually not even sure if I've ever had a side chick. The relationship that I can remember messing with multiple women in, we were off and on anyway. So I really got to go back with a pen and pad and say, was I even really cheating at that time? You see what I'm saying? Was I even really cheating, or were we on doing one of those things that we were doing, taking breaks and whatnot? So I'd have to get a pen and a pad. What I do know to be true is that the way she would blow up about it when she found out I was messing with another woman, I felt like I was cheating, or people outside looking in would have thought I was cheating in that relationship. But what I can tell you is that I had an ex-girlfriend that used to blow up, right? She would basically, we would break up, we would do our thing. Y'all remember, what's the term? Facebook official? Y'all remember the Facebook wall? That Facebook wall is deadly, man. It's responsible for a lot of casualties out here. I can't lie. But maybe like my ex used to watch my Facebook like a hawk. She would pretend she wasn't watching. She would pretend, oh, I don't fuck with you right now, whoop-de whoop. Some chick will put heart emoji or a kiss emoji or a hey boo on my damn Facebook wall. I get a message going off. Who is this chick? Whoop-de whoop. And she'd always pop back up. And what I noticed is that there was one chick that I was really feeling. And I was actually considering, look, I'm just gonna break this off with my ex because I'm really feeling you now. I'm trying to see what's good over here. And my ex kind of felt that energy because she would say stuff. She would be like, I'm coming over, and I'd be like, I'm good, I'm good. Nah, not right now. And then she asked me, what's going on? You seeing somebody else? And I was like, I finally told her, yeah, I'm doing that. And she didn't have the right to, but she threw a fit. She threw a whole fit. She threw a whole fit about it as if we were still together. And then she said that age-old statement that women tend to say when they find out their man, quote unquote, or the men that they've been dealing with for a long time is interested in another woman. How could you be with someone you don't love me if you can get with someone else, or if you can smash her and still be with me? You don't love me. She pulled that even though she had no right to. And that might have been one of the first times I thought about it as a man, as a grown man. I was in my 20s at the time. I said, absolutely, I can. If you agree that men can still smash other women and love their primary woman, put a one in the chat. Let me know. I think it's absolutely possible. I need women to stop trying to think like a man. You cannot. It is 100% absolutely possible that a man can love his primary woman and still smash another woman. We compartmentalize love and sex very easily. Very, very easily. Woo! Do you know how easy it is for me to not think about a chick after I've nutted? You be all in her face. I be all in her face, making her think like, shit is gravy. Like, we gon' whoop de whoop, whatever. And I ain't calling her ass after. I don't think women understand just how easy men can compartmentalize love and sex. I don't think they understand it. Let's see what y'all saying though. My man Philosophical in the building. What's going on? He says side chicks been the norm. I know. EBD says side chicks have been around longer than wives. Yep. That sounds about right. Wait a minute. The prevalence of criminals doesn't mean criminality is normal. So I'm going to say no. Criminality is normal. Wait a minute. Criminality absolutely is normal. In fact, well, let me put that in a better context. In any society, there will be crime. Therefore, criminality within a society is normal. There is no perfect society. If anybody has anything of value, someone with less resources eventually will try to take it. Criminality is normal. It is normal. There's no way, absolutely no way, somebody will have there will be a large society of people with valuable resources that don't try to protect it. They know criminality is normal simply because when somebody has major assets, they try to protect it. If what you're saying is true, there should be no locks on doors. There should be no locks on cars. Criminality is absolutely normal. There's no real need for a Ring doorbell with a camera on it. Criminality, absolutely, it's normal. Derek Harbin says it's normal because they are being raised by mothers and women that have a side chick mentality and showing them how to move. Hey, that's deep. That's deep. Wait a minute says, make it normal to be honest about your intentions and there would be no side chicks. Ooh, that's a point. That's a point. That's a big point right there. Leak says people are very desensitized to sex nowadays. That is very true. That is very true. Very desensitized to sex. They don't take it seriously. One of my key or marquee sayings, one of the things I say more often than not is men trivialize sex, women trivialize childbirth, both having to do with sex. So I agree with that. Callie Bev, what's going on? Can't believe you're the first one today. I wanted a woman to come up, and I want my fellas to come up too, but I'm glad you came up because I wanted to talk about this with a lady. So how you doing today? Skin popping. What's going on? What you eat?
I'm doing good today. How are you, Trigger Mike?
I'm chilling. Thank you for coming through. All right. So opening thoughts. Are side chicks the norm? What do you got to say about that?
Is it the norm? Yes. Is it the norm to be out front, open about their status? No.
Mm. So what do you got to say about that? That is interesting. Why do you think men and women? The only reason I'm saying that is because I no longer want to have a discussion about side pieces or cheating as if it's just a male issue. because it's 2023. The same way you got homegirls and homeboys, I got homeboys and homegirls, and everybody doing some crazy stuff, out here in these streets. So why do you think people primarily try to keep cheating a secret rather than be upfront with their spouse or their significant other?
Well, if they're upfront about it, then it's not cheating.
Mhm.
Cheating, what's the word I'm looking for? Cheating implies you're lying, you're being deceitful.
Yep.
But as far as I lost my train of thought. What was the second question? I'm sorry, or the first question?
No, that was really it. That was really it. So
Oh, okay.
you're right though. You're right though. So you're saying that it's not cheating, but I'll give you my reason, at least for what I think as far as men go. Men actually do need to be honest. They do need to be honest and upfront if they know. That's the worst part. If they know that they got into the relationship, because I see the realness and the reason why men get into these relationships in the first place. Men get into the relationship sometimes because not necessarily because they were forced. I can't really find a better word for it, but it's like they actually do love the woman. They're afraid they won't be able to commit to her fully, but commitment is what she wants, so therefore they acquiesce to it. Right? That's something I see a lot. And then they're not fully mature or understanding their own nature yet. Because one of the things that I don't understand is that people think just because you're committed to somebody, you lose all ability to see other people. Like, I only got eyes for you. That's not true. Never been true.
Yeah,
Right? But
you don't necessarily only have eyes for that person, but you won't act upon whatever it is that you're thinking in your head.
yeah.
So, like, I can walk down the street and I could see someone really attractive or whatever, and same thing with with my husband or whatever like that. But actually acting upon it and pursuing, no.
Okay.
So just because you're committed to someone doesn't necessarily mean that you're blind per se, but you would not want to hurt the other person that you're with, so you wouldn't pursue anything. It wouldn't go any further past the gaze.
Okay. Makes sense. All right. Derek Harbin, first time on the Trigger Mike show.
Yes, yes.
All right. Welcome. Welcome. Good to see you. All right. What are your opening thoughts? Are side chicks the norm?
Oh yeah, they the norm. And the only reason is because men move accordingly. If a woman moves that way, a dude is gonna move accordingly because we are savages when we in these streets and they're being raised by side chick mothers. And it's our generation, my generation, as I say, I'm 55. And you had a lot of women, a lot of us that was made to go to church. So a percentage of us, when we got older, said, "Well, we ain't gonna have our kids to do this. We ain't gonna have them to be made to do it." So that left them without no boundaries. Even though everybody wasn't churchly, it still left them without no boundaries. And so my point is that you have a lot of women that will be very strong and independent and in them first and will allow these kids to do whatever. And then when these little girls come of age, they are watching their mother go through numerous different relationships, showing them how to move, how to get move in these streets. And I always ask the question to a lot of these same mothers: what tools would you give your son to be able to deal with the dating scenario out in these streets? Because a daddy, I don't care how bad a daddy is. I don't care how what he can be, deadbeat, whatever. But a daddy will tell his daughter, if he in them streets, hey, don't deal with no man like me. But you won't get that from a mother. A mother will not tell her son, look, don't deal with no mother, don't deal with no woman like me. You won't get that from the mama. The mama gonna be pristine all the way through, no matter what she did. And we'll enable it by messing with her, even though we know that she ain't no good. Same way they do with us. They'll mess with a dude that they know got 2, 3 baby mamas, and then want us to come clean up, be the cleanup man. So yeah, it's the norm. That's what they do. We can't get around it. It's the norm. I land there.
All right. What up, Scam?
What's going on?
Chilling, bro. I'm looking. My dumb ass thought that's your microphone. I thought it was a dumbbell. Oh, I'm sorry, Barbie.
No, the dumbbells are over there.
I thought you had some weights, some barbells. Oh man, I'm tripping. All right. Are side chicks the norm? What are your thoughts, bro?
Are you talking outside of marriage, or you just talking about in the streets?
You know what? Committed relationships in general.
That would mean the relationship ain't committed.
Well, meaning supposed to be committed.
There's your answer right there. What you're saying, I mean, there's no bars. People doing what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I'm officially surrendered. Every time I come here, I'm just gonna go ahead and be feminist because the dust is out of control. And to blame the women's. So the women, from what Derek said, the women go out here dangling a vagina on a string, and the men follow accordingly. That would mean the women are the leaders.
Pretty much.
So all men go ahead and submit and just surrender the gender war and say, "Look, man, y'all got this." Then it's on the mothers. So you said, "Oh, if it's a deadbeat, it doesn't matter because the man ain't got no standards." Being a responsible human being, being an actual man, no, they ain't got no standards. You can be a deadbeat and that's acceptable. But we're going to hold them women accountable for the women's that they're raising. So the women are leaders. Just surrender. And then blame the women's.
I mean, we do look at it differently. I look at it as the women are the manipulators. So I was gonna say they're not leading anything. They're just if men are falling for it, right? If women are the Pied Piper and men are falling for the music and just going that way, then society just refuses to be led by anybody. But I see what you're saying in a sense.
That's called following, by the way.
I know. Well, seducing.
Well, I would say what's the manipulation in being out there and open and say I'll screw you. It don't matter. I don't understand where's the manipulation in hanging the vagina on the string.
I think it's manipulation because women don't do it. Women don't do it without wanting to get something out of it. So women don't do it.
Want to do it for sex now?
No. So think about it. Think about it ultimately. Think about it ultimately. Women have to have something in that transaction, either attention, status, children. Women want something from every sexual encounter with a man.
Everybody wants something. This ain't community service. The dude didn't drive 40 minutes up the interstate for community service. When you stop a woman in the mall and shoot you, or in the gas station, wherever, it's not community service. Otherwise, you shoot at I don't know, these dudes shooting at anything. Wiggosauruses, I don't know. But if you stopping and taking your time, your energy to pull up and shoot a shot, there's a reason for it. If a woman says yes and takes her time to go get ready and show up, whatever, there's a reason for that. Nothing's free.
I see what you're saying. Here's the reason why I'm staying on my side, because I think it's very dangerous for us as men to believe that every woman just wants sex too. We've actually been hurt by that ideology more than we've been helped by it, because we think they want sex too, so we engage in it freely with them. Then, okay, yeah. Then when you ghost her, she act like you took something from her.
True.
So I understand that we're supposed to think they want sex too, but they also don't think about it or see the transaction the same way we do, because literally all we were there for was a nut. But the second you don't call her no more, you don't take her on any more dates. Now she acting like you done something wrong. So that means that she wanted something more than sex. I understand what everybody in the chat is saying. I understand what Scan was saying, but it's supposed to be a like for like transaction. I'm here to get a nut. But I tried to explain this on the last show. Men get what they came for 95+% of the time. we get exactly what we came for. It's about 35% or less for women. So they're always going to leave not fully being satisfied, or they're more often than not going to leave not getting what they came for, which means they're likely engaging in the encounter for something else most of the time, consciously or subconsciously. What do y'all think about that? And we got a woman, so please let me know if I said anything wrong.
Ain't that what DMX said?
What?
We both heard. We both what you want.
Oh yeah.
What you want?
I blaze you, you blaze me.
Yeah, you blaze me. Ain't that what DMX said?
But you have my door willing to confess that is the best you ever tested.
Everything that you just spoke on, that's what he said.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
I
okay,
think,
so if the woman is not getting what she wants majority of the time or whatever, and the man still feels like he has to do something in order to get the sex, I mean, to me, I would conclude that the woman is looking for more than just the material things that's being provided. She's looking for commitment. The reason why she probably had sex with you in the first place.
But she leading with the wrong thing to get commitment.
Yep.
Right, but the thing is that men are not necessarily willing to deal with you unless you are putting out.
Was that she got to hold out? She got to hold. She got to stand her ground. She stand her ground on his height. She stand her ground on his weight. She stand the ground on his looks. She got to stand her ground.
I mean, it's not about standing your ground on weight and looks, because that goes into the reason why I'm attracted to you in the first place.
No, what I'm saying is she will stand her ground on a height requirement. You have some women that will not date a dude that's at a certain height, no matter what. And they may pass up a bunch of good dudes. Well, all I'm saying is she got to stand her ground on that. If she's looking for more than just sex, she can't lead with sex.
I partially disagree.
Okay.
Whatever city you in, go to Chili's, go to a restaurant, or talk to your regular friends. Most people are dating somebody that they don't want to be with 60, 70% of the time. It's not the person that they want. Or either they are not the person, huh?
For real?
Dang. Yeah. Most of the dates and most of the people you see somewhat dealing with each other, like the initial, that's not the person they want. Or they know that they're not the person they're supposed to be, and they take what they can get. That's men and women. And most people got a low self-esteem. So they're just dealing with each other. This dude ain't a husband, she ain't a wife. This dude ain't this super, all them talking points. She's a modern Wigosaurus, whatever, out of control, and she don't want that. But they'll sit there and deal with each other and beat the hell out of each other. Then log on YouTube 3 o'clock in the morning and yell at women and yell at men all day. Then I got to troll them. It's a regular thing. And from 21 to 2023, most of the people are getting worse. They're on steroids now. And they're saying the same versions of the same thing. And the same thing that never made sense in the first place. They don't like each other. A lot of them don't even like each other. And that's like the first thing. Does this person even like you?
Damn.
Matter of fact, in about 20 minutes when the pound fills up, you'll see it.
All right. That's dope. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the Lapeef Network. I got a question coming up. Anybody can answer. Going first. So I'm gonna ask this one first because I don't want to get. Is there an excusable reason for a man to have a side chick and not tell his wife or girlfriend? Think long and hard. I know, because I think it's a hard question to answer, but is there an excusable reason for a man to have one and not tell his wife or girlfriend? Think about it.
I'm pretty sure somebody will come up with something.
I'm gonna jump out the window and say no.
I would say no too, but I know somebody gonna circumvent this some kind of way. They gonna find a loophole.
Oh, you know what? Nope. I asked the question wrong. I absolutely asked the question wrong. Callie Bev, is there an excusable reason for a woman to have a side piece and not tell her husband or boyfriend?
Nope.
Okay. Cause boy, I know women will find a reason, boy. If you phrase it that way when they talking to each other, no, girl.
They
No,
will
girl.
find a
He
way.
always at work. He don't got no time for you, girl. Your happiness matter.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yes.
right.
All that.
J Hub, what's going on, man? Oh, I was like,
Can you hear me?
yeah, we can't hear you. I gotta see.
Let me try and come back.
I'm not sure. Because honestly, when I was probably like 25, one of my frat brothers had saw a situation I had going on. It was a weird situation. Somebody had brought one of the girls I was messing with to a private event, which I brought the other girl I was messing with. And everybody was trying to figure out what this little skirmish was. And then, I guess somebody was like, hey, that's Mike, man. Is it? That's one of his joints and whatever. And he pulled me to the side and be like, you must be lying to these women, huh? He's like, don't ever lie. He's like, this is the problem. This is embarrassing. And both of them might stop messing with you because of this. He's like, I guarantee you, if you would have went about this the right way and told one of them, I'm dating the other, I'm not going to stop. You have the choice to leave or stay. You could have had both of those women. They'd have messed with you anyway. Right? So I'm actually team, let the people air it all out. Let them know your intentions. Let them know let your significant other know what you want. So I'm on that side. So I can't really say that there's an excusable reason for a man to not tell his woman he either wants to get a side chick or not. But I will say I'll try to manufacture one for us to talk about. If you, damn.
Man, you have to be a strong guy. You gotta be able to stand 10 toes down to be able to move like that. Now, a lot of dudes can move like that, but I mean, the strap metal to come after that.
Well, telling both of them you want to mess with?
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of dudes can't move like that.
You know what it is, though? I think it's respect.
True.
I think out the gate, it's the respect that you had for them to tell them that they had the choice to mess with you or not. And the worst part about it,
the catch is they don't view it as respect.
See, and here's the worst part about it, though. Here's the worst part about it. Women are so competitive with other women that I'm not even sure that the women mess with the dude because they agree or they're okay with it. They just think they're ultimately going to end up being number one and his primary. Like, nope, I'm better than her. So it's a little bit of a mind game too. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah, most women aren't competitive, so the gyms will be full of them.
Well, and then on top of that, they only competitive when they know they're not being competitive. But see, that issue that you just said, you letting them know that they're gonna be competitive. You letting one know that it's another one. So a lot of women are not. I'm about like the brother said, like Scam Liker said, they are not competitive. When they don't know, they're competitive as hell. But if you put them in that position where they know they gotta compete, I don't know.
What type of woman we talking about anyway? Let's be real.
Yeah.
And then what are we really dealing with?
True.
If you're in the dust bowl, it doesn't matter what you do. Just like why I go and roast the dust panels. It don't matter what you do if you're doing wrong, just foul up shady stuff. Because 1 minute it's, yeah, we're trying to get married. We're on our principles. Yeah, but the side chick. We leaders. Oh, it's the women's. Like if it's all over the place, it don't matter what you do. So how you moving in there? It's let's be real. It's dust.
I mean, I'd be more inclined to compete knowing that I'm actually competing with someone. And I know what this chick look like too. Oh yeah, it's on and cracking now.
Yeah, but if you got 10 friends, how many of them would do that? A lot of them were gone. A lot of them was like, nah, I ain't even getting into that.
I would say out of my friend group, I was the only one.
See, that's so. Why would a dude take a chance at one out of that 9? I mean, what I'm saying is this: you the only one that would accept that role, that challenge. So a dude, if he came up to 10 of y'all, 9, he ain't got to say nothing to. But if he came and said, if he said that to 9 out of 10 of them, he only getting an opportunity at you. But if he don't say nothing, he get opportunity all 10.
I mean, it's when you do all this lying and manipulating everything like that, you just creates a headache, an unnecessary headache.
But like I say, a dude that's looking to increase his chances at whatever his ultimate end goal is, he gonna not say nothing and get it all 10.
What's that end goal?
Whatever his end goal is. Now, if his end goal is to see who will compete, then he gonna get it that 1. But if his end goal is all over the place, like you just stated, then he gonna try to get it all 10. He ain't gonna say nothing.
All right. Next question. I got another question for y'all. How many side chicks should a wife or girlfriend allow before she leaves him? Because this question actually stems from, I don't know if y'all agree with this or not, but they say a woman actually doesn't leave the first time most of the time. She'll allow, she'll either sweep it under the rug. And I'm not going to lie, I saw that in a personal situation, like family wise, where you find out later, like, what? She knew about what, so. Yeah, I've heard that women and women in the chat, anybody let me know, a woman will actually excuse something that she found out about a few times or once or twice or whatever before she actually leaves a dude. So let's just find out what's on everybody's mind. How many side chicks should a wife or girlfriend allow before she leaves him for good?
I don't know if I could answer that because everybody has their own, everybody has their own limits and everything like that. I could answer personally. At this point, I could maybe excuse one mistake, but you're not gonna have no whole ass relationship with no other person and think I'm just gonna just chill. You know what I'm saying? You could have probably maybe one oops my bad. You know what I'm saying? At this point, if you had asked me that about 15 years ago, I'm out. You get to none.
All right. Derek, what are your thoughts?
I mean, we just speaking generality. A man gonna say he gonna have unlimited. He gonna say unlimited. He not gonna short his chances. I mean, I don't know, because I don't know. It would be the caliber of a woman. It would be what the woman could take. Because a man get to push that envelope. I don't know, dude. I don't know too many of them that stop at just one. So it would probably be more. This would be more of a woman's answer, because it'd be how tough the woman is, or how much she want to put up with. That's what I would say. I don't know. Man would be unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yeah, I mean, why would a man say, I only want 2 side chicks? Most men,
I'm saying, what would you expect if for a woman to be like, all right, come on now, it's unreasonable for you to leave me over there.
So it would be the man dealing with that woman. If he know he can get 2-3 of men, he gonna get 2-3 of men. But if he know it's like old girl said 15 years ago, she out, he probably ain't gonna do one.
Okay. Scam. How many? Realistically.
Said wife. Wife comes with a standard. Yep. So it's kind of a weird question.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but for a realistic thing. I don't know. So you grew up. So
You said wife.
I've actually heard you talk. So you grew up in a neighborhood kind of like I grew up, with a bunch of fathers, bunch of 2-parent households.
Yep, green grass, 2-car garages.
Yep, and we heard all the stories of who Miss Stacy or that type of stuff. Oh, your Miss Stacy over here trying to,
actually,
somebody, man.
Actually, it wasn't as much of that. Not where I grew up. But there were stuff happening in the church and whatever. There was some fall apart. But it wasn't the junk that you hear like every day. Most people kept their families and kept something together.
Yep. Agreed.
It's that they're doing in these fictional standards. You said wife's supposed to have a standard. So the answer should be 0. Anything else, you're talking about some other stuff. That's all I got.
Right. J Hub, your audio working?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. How many side chicks should a wife or girlfriend allow before she leaves him? So how many times do you think you're allowed to slip up before you get left?
He said slip up.
Like
really,
Sam said, that's kind of a trick question.
That's what we're doing.
That's
slip up.
A trick question. Because, like you said, it depends on the woman too. You know what I'm saying? Some women can kind of deal with it or accept it. It depends on the man. Is the man worth staying around for? There's a lot of variables, but just to paint it that broad, and say it's a certain number that everybody should accept. Everybody's marriage is different. The situation is different. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I just know my experience. Like I said, it depends on the person. You know what I'm saying? Is the husband worth staying around for? Is he adding value, to your life? Stuff like that. Some people, are worth leaving. Their relationship is already rocking anyway. So some people are solid, a good husband, a good father, provider. They got a little bit more leeway, just being honest. So not saying that it's right for them to do, but that's just kind of how it goes.
All right. Payne, what's going on?
Hey, man, what's going on, man?
I'm chilling.
You all right? All right. Missed the show the other night. I was in bed, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so this is the question. How many side chicks? Well, first of all, she shouldn't allow you any unless it was agreed to beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in some kind of polygamous relationship, I think guys are short-sighted. If you're just cheating on your wife and she doesn't know, and we're talking about wives, I forget about girlfriends. I don't count them. But if you're cheating on your wife, you take a little, and she knows, and she finds out, you take a little bit from your relationship every time, especially if she don't like it. I think men should, and this is our fault. I don't think if you're going to get married, don't cheat on your wife. Because there's going to be consequences. And even if she says that she'll let you slide, you're taking a little bit away from her trust and your dedication to the family, and it's going to show eventually. So I just think it's a good question, but she shouldn't allow you to have any side chicks. You shouldn't have any side chicks. And if you're a high value man or a rich guy, then it should be known up front. Hey, listen, you can marry me. I'm gonna give you all this beauty and splendor and all this soft life, but I'm gonna be smashing other women. Can you accept that? If she says yes, then that's cool. But if she says no, either don't marry her and find another chick, or be faithful. That's my answer.
That's an answer. My man AP, what's going on?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You got the question?
Yeah, I got the question. So, if a woman is expecting monogamy,
yep,
and your question is how many should she allow? The answer will be 0, right? But you pointed out at the beginning of your question, most women allow, like, I don't want to say allow, but they accept that first or second slip up. Most of them stay through a slip up, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason for that is because whatever malarkey that we as the men sold her, she's expecting for that man to be accountable, and she's looking for a changed behavior. So the answer is one, actually, if it's accompanied with the changed behavior that the woman is looking for. Now, some of us are really good at lying and manipulating a situation where we can do several until she gets truly fed up because she found out a second time and a third time and a fourth time, and she just can't take it anymore. But most women, from my experience, from the old Pookie days, will allow you to get away with one while expecting to see a changed behavior because of whatever BS I sold them.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. So let me get this super chat. That does make sense. I got another question coming up, y'all. I think y'all gonna like this one. Let me get this super chat. Advanced Perception $5 says women in rotations be telling themselves they are the one, the special one, the exception to the rule, like she's an anime protagonist, no plot armor. All right. I think I said that too. That's a little true right there. But if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the Lapeef Network. I got a bit of a question that's a good follow-up to this one, I think. All right. So Callie is always good to have on these panels. It's good to have a woman where we can get a woman to answer these questions. So I'm going to lay the framework for this question I'm about to put out here, okay? I trust differently than most people. I don't believe in blind trust. Do y'all know what I mean by that? The way people explain trust and we talk about trust, we're usually talking about blind trust. So it's almost as if you want to disarm someone from using their better judgment, most people ask, so you don't trust me? You see what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. I trust people to be exactly who they are and what their nature dictates. Okay? I trust a man to be in a strip club with all good-looking women that he's attracted to, and if I leave and come back and be like, bro, did you slip up? Did you do something you weren't supposed to do? I trust that he likely will say yes because I put him in a den with all of those attractive-ass women. I trust that a woman is around some money and she, has no chance of getting caught, and she has a chance to fulfill her wildest dreams in that moment. I trust that she probably gonna take that money. I trust people to be exactly who they are at any given chance, because if desire also meets with opportunity, people are gonna do the mischievous thing. It's in their nature to do so. So I'm gonna ask y'all that question this way: do you think women stay with the man after he cheated because they also violated the relationship in some way?
Trigger, your intro is rigged. But go ahead, and then I got a question for you. Go on around with the dust.
All right.
You said, okay, repeat the question. I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out what Scam said.
Do you think women stay with the man after he cheated because they also violated the relationship in some way? They feel guilty, basically. Like, I did something too. He don't even know. So,
No.
Okay. You don't think so at all?
No.
Okay. Anybody else? Go ahead.
But I'm a blind trust person. So the way that you describe what blind trust is, I'm a blind trust person.
You know what it is about blind trust, though? I think that's why I think when you think about the world the way I do, you're able to accept disappointment a lot better. That's all it is. I trust. So, and not only that, I'm more proactive about the things that I let happen because I don't trust people blindly, right? I don't put them in a position to violate me because I don't blindly trust anybody for anything. I have a relative that is not, I'm not going to say a thief, but okay, it's like you have a relative that's a thief and you left your safe open at the house and you come back and be like, where's my money? You should have known. We got to leave who in the house? Lock all the shit up unless you want it gone. You know, I'm not that blind trust.
Right. Debo
came to town and robbed you.
But you
should have
already know
known to
that
put it
person is
away.
a thief. That's what I'm saying. You already, the person has already proven that they're a thief. So with that, yeah, I would understand. No, you wouldn't put that person around an unlocked safe because you already know, and they have already proven through their behavior that they are a thief.
Mm-hmm.
However, for me, on the other hand, I trust that my significant other wouldn't put themselves in a situation to be tempted to the point where they would act upon whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Trigger Mike.
Yes, sir.
First question would be, how did you stuff all that carpentry in 2 minutes? That's pretty talented. But you said,
I have a lot of practice.
All of it's real life. Like in a marriage or in a long-term relationship, if you're not having sex on the regular, yeah, the man's gonna go try and find it somewhere else. So when we're talking about because the woman violated, that is the violation. The violation is exclusive sexual access that's been denied. It's a requirement by the man.
Hey, Trigger Mike, if you said a woman's nature and you got to trust them by their nature, they go for this if you're given the opportunity with the money. That must be you're the richest person. You're the richest person in the state of Texas. Because while you're on this microphone, your wife is somewhere. You don't trust her? Because there's a richer man. She probably saw one last week. By what you said, you don't trust him. Why'd you marry him? Because women's nature.
So remember, I said I trust differently. I didn't say I didn't trust. So I trust differently. I trust the nature of people. So let me put it to you this way. Per your example, I have a better chance of not having those things happen to me because of the way I think. And I'm being for real. I don't blindly trust. Therefore, I have a better opportunity to control my environment and what happens in it. Right? So let me put it to you this way. We live in a society where women are forced or pushing on men that they blindly trust them and give them freedoms that nobody has. Right? So last night on Lapeef Let's Talk, if y'all watched it, they talked about having friends of the opposite sex. If we already know if that a woman has too many male friends, is she more likely to slip and fall on one of their dicks? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so.
Yeah. Well, Callie, this is a man thing. If a woman's like, first off, the number one thing they say is, I hate bitches. I hate dealing with bitches. That's usually what they say. I got all male friends, all my niggas. As a man, I can tell you right now, other than two, because I said I smashed all, but there are two that I consider family, and they're family friends. I have smashed every single one of my female friends. I will never believe a woman if she says she is not smashed the men that she calls her friends, quote unquote. Never. Men don't benefit from having female friends. Y'all know this. So what the hell is you doing there? AP, you done sent the whole super chat disagreeing with my ass last night. Go ahead and let us know why you disagree.
Okay, so just on the friend point, the reason I disagree, women actually as friends add quite a bit of value to you because they see things from a perspective that we as men we don't have the ability to see. Mm-hmm. We just don't. They have a very unique perspective, and if you listen and it's your goal is to not ever have sex with that person, and you've never looked at them in a way where you're like, okay, well, maybe. Once that maybe enters your brain, she can't be your friend. As a man, she can't be your friend. Now, you can't, if that never enters into it, the amount of good, real conversation that you can have with a woman may surprise you.
All right, let me ask you, AP. I hear what you're saying because I agree with what you just said. But do you make sure you're not in intimate settings with those women?
Actually, I don't, because and this is the reason why. When you don't look at them when you don't look at it from a sexual point of view, you look at it from a friend point of view the same way you do your male friends. I say a different word.
Okay, I hear you. Are they 300 pounds? Are they 300 pounds and ugly, or are they fine?
If I find them attractive, I can't be their friend.
Okay, so
because
all your girls,
one of the goals I'm gonna have is I'm gonna slide through because I'm gonna figure, like, as a friend, I'm gonna figure the chick out.
Let me ask this, AP. Let me ask this, AP. So the women that you're talking about, are they also friends with your significant other?
Yeah. Okay. So the two I was talking about last night in the super chat.
Yep.
Yes.
Then they are family friends, bro. They're not personal friends anymore.
But here's the deal. I'm gonna give context. Like these women were so much of friends. Like we would go out of town. Like for example, one of them, we went out of town, went to a concert, stayed in a hotel, came home the next day. It was just me and her.
Yeah. And you weren't in a relationship at that time, right?
No, I was.
Oh shit. Okay.
So in order for it to, so wait for this to even compute, what we're talking about is complete lack and total void of sexual interest from both parties.
All right.
Correct.
So
Correct.
This is an excellent moment to give an example, because first off, let me give my synopsis on this just in case anybody missed the show about why men and women can't be friends. First off, we got to define what we mean by friends. Most of the time, what we're calling friends are actually colleagues or acquaintances. All right.
That's true.
So I have tons of female colleagues. All right. I was at a corporate event yesterday. You saw us yucking it up. Ha ha ha. People use the word friend loosely. I don't talk to these people at night. I don't talk to them during the day or on the phone. I talk to them through email. And when we get to the work part together, we have a good time. Those are colleagues. Acquaintances are people like, maybe a little more chummy, whatever. But friends, now that I'm married, those people got to be my wife friend too. That's what I mean. When you have a significant other, if the lady is of the opposite sex and she needs to ask me something, she's doing it in a group chat with my wife. Hey y'all, that's usually how it gets down. We get down when it comes to friends of the opposite sex. But now I get to ask this question because of what AP said. To the men on the panel, is your wife or woman okay with you going with one of your female friends to a concert out of town and y'all stay in the same hotel? Yes or no? Floor is yours.
We're talking about this one now. This one. No, so this one now, I'm not 100% sure. I can't say yes or no. But here's the one thing that I've done differently is I'm honest and upfront about 100% of everything. Mm-hmm. And when you're honest and when you're upfront and you actually give your significant other the opportunity to say, I don't think that's a good idea, and you take that and you say, okay, you know what? Because I want you comfortable, I'm going to not do that. But if she says, you know what, such and such is cool with me, and it's not a concert I'm interested in because I would actually buy a ticket for my chick. But if it's something she's not interested in and she was cool with, I would go again. But again, it starts with being honest.
You gotta ask Callie.
Okay. All right. Let's hear what the lady honestly thinks. All right, Callie Bev, your husband says, "Hey, you remember such and such? We it was only one hotel room. Y'all remember CIAA? Okay, wait, no, you don't. I was like, you from Cali side. So a major sporting event. There's only one hotel left that weekend. You remember such and such? Yeah, we're gonna stay in a room together. It's not a big deal. Are you losing your shit or are you cool with it?
If I'm saying yes, then there would be no reason to preface the question with, do you remember such and such?
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you said it. I was thinking it. Go ahead.
Hold on. So there is a woman that you would allow to stay in a room with your husband. There is a woman. that he's not related to?
Personally, taking it out of the hypothetical, no, because he doesn't have female friends like that. But taking the hypothetical, if he did have a female friend, there would be no need to preface the question with, do you remember such and such? Because I already know her. I would already know who she is. And I would already know what she's about. And I have already evaluated whether or not she's trying to push up on my nigga or not.
This is an interesting
come
conversation.
on, man.
This is an interesting
What are you
convo
talking
we
about?
having.
Come on, what?
No, that's a good answer. I mean, that's a good answer
No,
from a
that's-
standpoint. I'm not gonna argue with you, but it's so easier said than done. I mean, listen, you don't have to have a romantic inclination with anybody for that intimate setting to change everything. You had a good night out, you were drinking, you had a fun time. I look at you and you soft and silky over there on that bed, and I'm over here, and we didn't have no relationship like that. But you know, the way that curve looks a little bit, you know, it moved. I'm saying it moved. It moved. And then and she look at you, you look at her, you know, and get that. You know what? It's possible, but it's not a probable situation that anybody should find themselves in. That's all I'm saying.
Mine's gonna say, my girl's gonna be like, yeah, just take the magnums with you. I'm not trying to, I already know what it is with you. Take the magnums with you in your wallet. I'm not trying to deal with the repercussions of your That's all she's gonna tell me.
The way y'all think, you're not talking about a friend. The way y'all are talking, like, have you ever looked at one of your homeboys and be like, damn, nigga, I want to see you in them boxes again? No.
First off,
no.
what?
No.
Listen,
you know what I'm fucking saying? Like, listen to what I'm saying. Like, if you look at them any differently than the way you actually look at your homeboys, that's not your friend.
Okay, let me put a wrinkle on it then. AP, just for AP, let me put a wrinkle on it. There is this girl that I used to work with at McDonald's way back in the 1990s that I used to try and smash. She's the pretty one. Everyone's after her. She's not going to give me the time of day. I've been in the friend zone for like maybe 20-something years now. We are able to actually go out, me and her, and do whatever. I may be sexually still attracted to her, but she's put me in a place where I'm not going to be able to access any type of thing, any type of way. We are wait. We're friends. We're not going to do anything. And if we go to a concert, which we have been to a concert, still nothing's happening. It's not happening in the car. It's not happening in the hotel. Doesn't matter how much I wanted to. I don't need to try it anyway because I already know where I am in that thing.
Yeah, that's not the same thing, EBD.
I know it's not the same, but I'm telling you, like, this is how it happens.
Y'all aren't friends because as soon as she says, you know what, EBD,
right,
what, let's try it.
You shot at the title,
right?
And you're gonna jump on it. That means y'all like it's not a true friendship.
But we haven't had for 20 years. We haven't had sex.
Hold on, AP.
So what are we?
It's her choice.
Yeah,
it's her choice.
Hey, AP, you're completely disregarding the nature of men.
Yeah.
You're like completely disregarding.
I'm a grown ass man. What you mean? I'm a whole ass
dude. Like he's not though. It's a real situation. I do have one lifelong college girlfriend that I went to school with, and we've been in all kinds of situations. And she knows my wife now, and I never tried to approach her. She's always cute too. She's still cute now.
You say she's cute, RP. You say she's cute. Does that mean that you have some sort of sexual interest?
No, I never have.
Then why would you think she's cute?
Because listen, man.
Because he's not blind. You either cute or you not. That don't mean I'm going to keep on weighing in her. What I'm saying.
If a man is saying a woman is cute, if a man is saying a woman is cute or attractive, there has to be some kind of interest.
I don't agree with AP saying I'm gonna look at her like a man. I would look at her like a woman and treat her like a friend.
Right.
And that's what I
remember, that doesn't sound like a friend. Remember.
Yeah, but that's the definition. That's not fun.
We have lifelong acquaintances, man. Friends, let me put it to you like this. The two female friends that I have will get in a group chat if they lived in Houston and say, hey, T, I'm so sorry to bother you with this. Can I borrow Mike to come change my flat tire? I am really scared and it's dark out here, right? That's a friend because she can ask me to leave my house with my wife and child to go change her flat tire. A friend can do that. These women aren't don't feel comfortable doing that because they've always been an acquaintance to you. So I understand that if we have real friends that become family friends when we get married, they're able to go out with our wives without us. That is a real female friend.
True.
Okay? That is a real friend. But they're usually also friends with your spouse and not just you. But I think we're usually talking about an acquaintance. Because she's not trying to interface with your wife to see you. If she's trying to see you all by herself, you know, things can still pop off. I'm saying.
Mike, you just
No,
put a check.
and that-
You just put a checkmate on all the bullshit
Yeah.
right there. You just locked up all the
Oh,
bullshit
yeah, go.
that either has to be addressed or y'all are going around a bullshit track. What
No,
Mike said and what Sister Bev said has made the most sense here. The rest of this, if, coulda, woulda, shoulda, is laid to rest by the fact that any woman, and you made me take personal inventory, Mike, and the female friends that I have, and parenthetically, you can go through my social media pictures. I'm not ever closer than 10 feet to ugly people. All the women around me are beautiful, all of them. And everyone that I'm a friend with is a friend also with my wife. Every dude, no. Wow, my wife don't even really have no dudes like that. So that's it. When you get serious about your covenant, when you get dead serious like that, you'll protect it like that. You won't have no what had happened was. And subconsciously, if you don't publicly take this advice about your friends that Mike just gave, then you looking for room to fuck. Let me say that. There's no other way to say it. There's no other. That's the real shit right there.
So I actually like the way Mike just kind of said that. So your friends, just male, female, doesn't really matter. Your friends will respect your covenant.
Yep.
Period. So by her asking via either group chat or directly to your wife, she knows that y'all are friends, but she doesn't want to interrupt or disrupt anything that you have going on with your wife. And a real friend will move exactly like that. That is, I do totally agree with that.
Hey, listen, AP, most men are not even aware of the intentions of their so-called female friend until they get married. Right. They're not even aware. You know how many? I had a few girls that I thought were friends, quote unquote, until it's like, hey, you want to meet them? And they're like, they smack their lip. Nah, I ain't trying to. Like, wait, what's the problem? What's going on? No, they're not trying to know her. They're not trying to do anything. So I can't hang with you then. What you mean?
Right. And that's where I believe it becomes incumbent upon the other person, whether it's the girl in the friendship or the guy in the friendship. It's incumbent upon them to break it off at that moment. Period. We can't kick it. What you wanted is not what I want. And
hey, Mike, can I answer a question? Oh, I'm sorry, AP, go ahead.
No, I'm good. Go ahead, Payne.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Mike. I don't know if you want to do this, but can we reverse that question? Is there if as a married man, because your wife, under any circumstances, even if you shook a dude's hand, would you agree to her to go to a concert with a man and stay in the same hotel room, even if he shook your hand?
Never. In
Hell
life.
no.
Or the next life.
Or the next life.
I don't know how many other lives.
This is a one-way friendship thing, right? If the woman
I don't blind trust. Exactly. I don't blindly trust. Not only that, I'm also somebody who I'm also someone who takes respect. Here's the worst part about it. If my wife asks me that shit, we got a problem.
Thank you.
Oh my God. What type of nigga do you think I am? And where do you think I am?
So we're saying, we got to
Where did I fail? No, that points to your failure, Mike.
Yeah.
That points to if my wife
think I am.
If my wife, first off, because I'm not gonna ask my wife no shit like that. I'm just not. And I done had it as if God sent some here, I done had it. Every color, gang up. More than my share. I'm 58, I'm done with that. I really don't, because I found out you can only screw for so long and then you have to talk. And that's where shit goes downhill. So you don't spend 24 hours. In 24 hours, I don't care who you are. You ain't spending more than 4 of them doing that. Now, anyway, if I have picked a woman who thinks that it is okay to ask me to go to a concert with a man and spend the night in a room with him, and she is my wife, I have failed as a picking a mate. How I'm gonna pick a woman who would even think to ask me some shit like that? That's on me. If you got a wife that can ask you that, you a simp already.
But Uncle Jeff, we just went through the whole scenario with a woman had to, acquiesce to a man and his girlfriend.
What do you mean?
I even said that.
I didn't see that. Wait a minute. What happened now?
No, that was AP. That was AP. And remember, we were on opposite sides.
No, but the point is that if his girlfriend is his wife's friend as well, and his wife allows him to go to a concert with a girl, right? How come she's not? Women think differently than men. That's for sure. So we're saying this friendship. We're saying this friendship thing, though. For example,
look here. Let me kill all this right here. Let me kill all this right here.
Okay,
if you got the money to get on a plane to go see somebody, nigga, you got the money for 2 rooms.
Yep.
I'm gonna need everybody to collect that fuck and get it out of here.
But Uncle Jeff,
there's no reason. I'm gonna put her business out there. Sinbad's assistant and Blair Underwood's assistant,
right?
HBO executive. Her name is Maria Rivera Savoy. Maria is my sister. I have known her forever. The thought of seeing her naked makes me want to vomit, and she's beautiful. That's my friend. That's my wife's friend. If I'm going somewhere, if I'm flying somewhere to go see somebody I want to see, and me and Maria working together, I'm not going to even ask my wife about my friend who I knew over a decade before I met my wife. Am I going to sleep in Maria's room? The fuck out of here. That's disrespectful to my wife. I ain't even got the
I agree with you, but that was a scenario on the floor before you came up, bro.
Well, that dude is out of pocket if he got a wife. Respect your wife. Don't even put your wife in that position. And the chick you with, in my opinion, should be on that same page. I'm not going to even... If you niggas can afford to fly to see somebody somewhere, it ain't no paper shortage. Get another room. Fuck out of here with that. Case closed. Next subject.
That's a nice throw around the whole conversation.
That's man shit. That's how you... Here's the problem. I'll say this, I'll shut the fuck up. Yep. If your principles are simple, sometimes your decisions will be hard, but they will never be unclear. It's when you make your principles wishy-washy that you wind up in this shit. Here's a very simple Muslim principle. As a woman, you are never supposed to be in a room alone with anybody but your husband.
I agree with that.
Case closed. Now next subject. A man has to be able to next subject shit. This wish you were, what if all that shit there, you ain't gonna build a bridge with it. You ain't gonna drop a bomb on time with it. This is what we have gotten into. There's been so much feminine energy in the atmosphere let loose with no masculine checking that you got dudes that because you can't just come out and go, look, I'm gonna make a decision that might be wrong, but I made it. That's how you get into this world. Maybe actually, and if we get room and she be my friend, you need to understand that's some broad shit. Make a man choice. Feel your balls. Reach between your legs and feel your balls and make a choice from there. That's about Mike. I commend you, bro. That's a man choice. Look, you're gonna be friends with me and my wife. And that's, you know what that is? That means Mike run his fucking house. A lot of you niggas just run around in it.
I got various group chats with there's a dude that, I mean, no, I think a man is supposed to command his own space like that. Because think about it this way. No offense, Cali Bev, but women in general, especially modern women, have tried to blur the lines on boundaries because it's about their freedom. Men have always known, do not step into another man's territory. That shit we know innately, like, hey, this is his woman. Let me not address her without addressing him.
Come on,
it's women that try to blur these lines. They be like, what? I can talk to him. Don't you trust me? I told you. That's their thing. They was, don't you trust me? Fuck no. I trust nature. I don't trust nobody.
Right.
And I also trust that in your nature.
Exactly. I trust nature. I don't trust nobody blindly.
Confusion, chaos is in the nature of a woman, because, and it is not because she is bad. It is because, here it is, bro. You take 5 women and put them in a house. In less than 3 months, all of their cycles will line up behind the most dominant woman, and her cycle lines up with the moon. Nigga, that's nuclear energy. That's on some shit ain't no dude dealing with. The problem is these nuclear signals they get are too powerful for their brains if they are not constantly doing brain maintenance. If they getting society's white noise in there, what that nigga drive, who he roll with, all of society's candy, if they don't meditate, if they don't eat right, if they don't study, do you know what the only thing is that can contain feminine nuclear energy? Is positive masculine energy. But you got to have your shit in order to control that energy, especially now, because you can't tell her shit. For 4 centuries, she has been built to be obstinate to you on purpose. So you can't tell her shit. So her unchecked feminine energy, if you're not willing to stand in it, it'll fucking drown you. And this is where you get dudes that can't make a choice, can't change a fucking tire. Let her pump gas. But y'all flip a coin for who go see if it's a noise in here? You niggas need to sit down when you pee-pee. Because you didn't come up. I am the last of it. I am the last of seeing grown-ass men where it's chaos in their house. Fuck you. Fuck you. Kiss my ass. No, nigga, fuck you. And as soon as the door closed, my grandfather, when the door closed, peace. Because they knew that nigga right there was not fucking around. And y'all came up in a deficit of that. And that's how you get here. Because a man understands that the principles he makes will sting him too. They ain't just for the rest of y'all. Goddamn, it's for me too. It's shit I want to do. I want to buy some more Jordans. I want to spend some more hot rod money, but I can't. Because we need to pay that. That's what a man do. Women, I know more women with shitty credit than I do men.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know no hoes with good credit. All the hoes I know got horrible credit because they make whole decisions everywhere.
Damn, that's real.
That's flat out. Tell me, you show me a hoe with good credit. I ain't never seen one.
Cali Bev silent. She like, I don't know it either.
Think about one hoe. I don't know one hoe. And I look, I'm just saying this whole subject is well, I came in because it said it's side chicks to know it. I don't know one hoe with good credit. And I'm just saying, it just kind of struck me the more I'm listening. All this I keep listening to is shit that fall back on the dude. All this shit fall back on the dude. All of it. The responsibility, man, is on you. And you don't want that because you ain't watched it. You ain't watched it. Watch the chat. Watch the chat. If we could do an honest poll of the chat, 75% of the niggas with something to say about what I got something to say about didn't ever see a man with a shirt that buttoned up. Learn to play catch from a nigga named Coach. But it wasn't your daddy. Niggas with daddies understand exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. If you had a father that said, look, this is what it is, and that's that. Well, what about? You didn't grow up with a bunch of what about? You didn't grow up with a bunch of chaos. You didn't grow up with a bunch of yelling. You didn't. But if you didn't, then you did. And a lot of this shit sound foreign to you. But at some point, maybe if you take my advice or you sit in your failure in 10 years, these words will ring because the internet's forever. Come back and watch this shit.
Yeah, I got you. What you got in the super chats, Mike?
Let me get these super chats real quick. Big Ant, my man, $10 says, it depends, Trigger Mike. Sometimes you can't get a 10, so sometimes you got to get 5.
Good too.
Good too. Same. Come on, Big Ant.
5 2.
Come on, bro. I don't know. Good and 2.
God. That's funny.
All right. Advanced Perception says all it takes is one drink too many. You're damn right.
Amen. That's why I smoke weed.
Listen. Because let me not even be too graphic. And I'm gonna be honest. I was honest with my wife. When she was in college, or I'm sorry, when she was getting her master's, and she had met me. I forget how. Maybe she came to an event, and she was like, "Oh, what about such and such?" That was a nice person. I was like, I looked at her. I was like, "Oh, nah, I smashed her."
Wow.
You shouldn't be friends with her. And that girl was friends with my sister, so she ended up at a family event, right? And I've been honest with her, but let me tell you exactly how these like acquaintanceships / thing, like you're very familiar with somebody. The reason I say I ended up smashing pretty much all female friends I've ever had is because of the familiarity. That is a very scary thing. That familiarity you have with somebody. So that particular girl that she was, gorgeous. And damn, the worst part is that most of my sister's friends, it was like an alley-oop. My younger sister is only 18 months younger than me. So all them girls basically my age. It's like being an alley-oop right to my ass, right? But what happened was this girl came to sit by me at an event once. Like she just saw somebody she knew and came and sat down. And for some reason, watching me go after other women that night in whatever event, like a party, wherever we were at, just kind of made her start competing. I had no real interest. This is my sister's friend. I'm not really with it. So then she starts competing and putting her hair behind her ear, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, are these choosing signals? Oh, bad. You see what I'm saying? Are these choosing signals over here? Next thing you know, I'm like, well, you know, I'm just gonna go for it. You coming back? You coming through? Like, yeah, I can come through. Whoop-de-whoop. That's it. And we never did it again after that. I would see her say what's up at all family functions. But yeah, that's how it's the familiarity. We just felt so comfortable talking, and we just felt so comfortable drinking. And it's like, look, I've been paying you so much attention, I didn't even get to put my Mac down on anybody else. So you probably gonna have to be what's up for service tonight. You down? And that's literally exactly how I said it. You good for the night or what? Yeah, I'm good. Let's do it. Fuck it. Why not? That's how most of these encounters happen, man. Familiarity can lead to a lot of instantaneous shit. So I would advise men and women alike, be careful of these friends of the opposite sex.
Right.
The devil is in the bottle. Jesus is in the bone.
Well, see, that's why when they're friends with your spouse, the spouse usually picks up on that kind of stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, do you think just real quick, do you think that if you're in a relationship or entering one, or you've had one for a good minute, do you think that if someone that you have messed around with like enters in your vicinity, that you were to disclose, like, hey, I actually, mess with that person?
I think I wouldn't do it outright, because the only reason I say that is because sometimes you can actually upset your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine, the worst part is, like, in my situation, so to speak, if my sister invites her friends. So when we go back home for like Nigerian parties, all of her friends like coming to that stuff, but she invited all of them. So it's like, don't none of y'all talk to my wife. Like, God damn, I done smashed like 6 of y'all in. So it'll piss my wife off if I do that. So it's only when she's like, oh girl, I like your hair. Who you did it do? Oh, I do these twists, girl. And then I'm sitting there with her hand like, nah. You still like I gotta see them trying to form a relationship before I say something, but I wouldn't say anything otherwise.
All right, I got
Nah,
you. It's just a well. What about?
Tell me. Let
Oh,
me
so
know.
you want to know? So you want to know, like, right in
know.
the wait. Would you
your
want to know?
husband has kept a few of those from
Would you want to know right
Spare
away,
you
or
a
do
minute.
you want to wait until you get home for that?
No, I want to know right away because I know bitches, and bitches do that sneaky shit. You ain't finna sit up here and have me looking like Boo Boo the Fool. Absolutely not.
No, like I said, no. If
She
y'all
finna
are
be
trying
come
to
over
establish
here.
a relationship, if y'all been in the corner talking for 20 minutes, yeah, then he could probably see like, I'm not gonna let her look stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
In that case, yeah, absolutely.
I think it depends upon the maturity and the agreement, the maturity of the relationship and the agreement the people have made.
I mean, in that relationship,
in said relationship, what are the parameters? In my particular case, I tell my wife, look, her yeah, I sure did. And
like right when you run in, like right when you run into them in public, or behind closed doors, after the fact.
No, right there. But we good. Right there. Yeah. She didn't weigh that much.
I got you.
Yeah. Aruba 98. Yeah.
Right.
I'm gone.
98. Damn.
Oh, bro. I'm 58. This is the ugliest I've ever been.
Yeah.
Dude, I was horrible. I was ouch. If somebody now will come up to me and black.
Aren't you my grandpa?
Hold on.
I'm just gonna drink a beer with him.
So let's be real. To your credit, Uncle Jeff, because I had told my wife. In fact, there was an acquaintance of mine, because her and my wife are actually friends now, which is great. There was an acquaintance of mine that I had told my wife she should meet, because when I moved down here to Houston, I used her basically as a liaison. Like, hey, let me know where I should live. Whoop de whoop. So her and my wife became friends, and my wife asked her outright, right when we had gotten back together, before we had gotten married and stuff. In fact, right when we got back into a relationship, she was like, "Who was Mike in college anyway? I seem like he got a lot of." And the girl looked at her and she was like, "Oh, girl, he was that dude." And
right,
she looked at her.
Mike was taking him down.
So, but the good thing, what I liked about that situation is most women know exactly who their man was. It's probably what she liked about him. So you can't then, when he's trying to let you know some of his escapades of the past, so it don't make you look embarrassing or embarrassed, you can't then just all of a sudden have a problem with it. You knew exactly who he was when you got with him.
And if you really thinking about it, you are who he stopped all that shit for.
Ooh.
There is that.
Really want to be honest.
That's a whole new wrinkle.
Brother, that's why this is why I tell women all the time, y'all can't screw like we do.
Right.
Because we can screw like we do and still be respected by you. You can't screw like us and still have us respect you.
Exactly.
So this is why a woman on her wedding day can be marrying the playerest player in town. Come down the aisle. The women that done slept with him, their whole town there. Dun, 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 dun. Stop the music. All you bitches slept with him, but I got him. Kick it. Dun, 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 and get married in pride. There is not one man I know or respect that wants to be standing up in a church and have his bride to be coming down the aisle, da, 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 and he goes, stop the music. All you niggas fucked her, but I got her. Kick it.
Uncle Jeff, that's what it's funny that you say that, right? Because I tell when women ask me what's the difference between a man owing around and a woman, I said, listen, if a man has a lot of women, right? Those women may even actually envy the wife. They envy the woman. But the woman's guys, they hold a husband in absolute contempt if they was choking your wife. They look at you as the biggest simp and the worst kind of guy. You don't even know your wife is sleeping around like that. So I said that's the biggest difference. That's why men have a real tough time, well, if ever, forgiving their wife for cheating on them.
Sure. Because it says something different.
And here's the thing about the 304s, when the women say, well, what body count shouldn't matter. I said, it matters to men. It doesn't matter whether it matters to you or not, because we the ones who want respect from our peers and the people we admire. And if they all had you, I could never get that.
That is probably the deepest shit that I've ever heard you say, R-Pain.
It's more than that, though.
I would say men care more about being. I would say men care more. Well, in my experience, I would say that men care more about being confronted by someone, or being able to look at the person and have them be able to say, you know, I slept with your girl. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to what the actual number of the body count is, because how would your peers know what her body count is either, unless she was messing around with some of their acquaintances?
Well,
here's himself.
I think I got some simple math that'll take care of all that. Okay, let's first. Ain't nobody, and this is kind of what fucked the game up, is dudes start treating hoes like nice girls and nice girls like hoes. Another subject. Ain't nobody mad at hoes, but don't nobody want to marry one. Because again, I told you I would find a hoe with good credit. Nobody wants to marry one. So let's define what a hoe is. To us, a hoe is a woman who has purposely slept with more than one member of an immediate family. 2 brothers, father, son. That's hoish. Can we all agree that's hoish?
Yes, I would agree.
Put it in the category.
More than 2 members of an immediate group. The president, the vice president, and the treasurer of the Kappas of the same chapter. Can we agree that's hoish? The dude in the mail room, the dude in the copier room, and one of the dudes on the board in the same building. You done fuck up, that's hoish, right?
Right.
Or more than the same group of men in her age as the same square mile radius of her home. Meaning if you are 45 and you have fucked more than 45 niggas in a 45 square mile radius of your house, you need to move, because that's hoish. Don't nobody want to move in town and take one of them girls serious, because the definition of a sucker is any person who respects a person, place, or institution more than that institution, person, or place respects itself. I'm around here treating your cooter like a town car, and you've been treating it like a clown car. That make me a sucker. I don't need to be a sucker. I don't want to be a sucker because I'm involved with you any more serious than them dudes that ran a train behind the abandoned Sears with you last summer. I can't be that dude.
And that's true whether they tell me directly or not.
Thank you. Whether I'm told directly or not, whether I know this dude or not, it's not about the dudes knowing me. It's about the dudes knowing her and the level that every man here with the knowledge has put her on. If I'm the only dude that's going to move in town and marry her, because don't none of these niggas that live here want to?
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. That's ultimately what I was talking about. The ability of somebody being able to say, you know, in your vicinity, hey, you know, I slept with her.
Right. Or no, sis, not just in my vicinity. If that's what she's known as. This is why.
I mean, yeah.
Not even whether I slept with her or whether my friend slept with her or whether we know anybody that slept with her. This is her reputation. I ain't got to know.
Well, yeah, I mean, if she has a reputation, then it's the ability of somebody being able to recognize, you know, that's that hoe right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm talking about everybody else knows that she's a hoe except for you.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's what I mean.
Nobody wants to be that guy. Even the guys that are that guy don't want to be.
You know what's kind of odd is that women like really don't like ravish or relish in the hoism, right? It's not like they've ever said, you know, I'm a hoe and I'm proud. You know, that's a small minuscule amount of women, right? Versus the men who kind of pride themselves on how many women they've had access to, how many women they slept with, what kind of woman, you know, this kind of woman, that kind of woman. Yeah, I had her. And that's even in male conversation. Like, yeah, you know that girl, we go to the same bar, same club. Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, I had that one. Yeah, I had that one. Versus a woman who's not really moving that way. You know what I mean? So it's a different type of personality that you're dealing with. When you're dealing with someone who had 5 bodies on the woman's side, right? She's going to move, act, and behave completely different than someone who had 50 bodies under her, right? Because how she views men completely changes from body count to body count to body count. Either they were toxic, they were this, all men want this, all men want that. You're kind of jaded and faded and done when you've had like so many bodies because you think that all men operate the same way. And none of them stuck around long enough to give you that commitment and that marriage that you were looking for. Versus someone who had a lower body count, who's probably more likely going to be snatched off the market because how she views men and how she views relationships. And she's not going from this dude to this dude to that dude. She's looking for Mr. Right, and the vetting process for that takes a lot longer.
Well, no, because I'm saying that, well, no, because the person that had 50 versus the person that had 5 can both say the same things about men.
Wait.
The person with 5 bodies can absolutely be jaded the same way that somebody with 50 bodies can be jaded.
But the person who had 5 most likely had relationships in which they engaged in versus the one who had 50. 50 goes from one to the next to the next.
Yeah,
to the
you
next
ain't been in 50 relationships.
Right.
You have to be 178 years old.
You haven't.
Well,
when you had 5,
well, I wouldn't say that that's an absolute thing, though, because the person with 5 relationships can be jaded and be saying the same thing that the person with 50 bodies is saying about these dudes ain't nothing, these dudes is this, that, and the third.
We're getting stuck.
I don't think
Let's not get stuck there.
I don't think
we're getting stuck there. Agreed. They can both say the same thing. I would much rather that the one with 5 bodies say it than the one with 50 bodies say it if I'm going to take her seriously as a mate. I don't mind being 51. I'm just not going to be 51 getting fit for a tuxedo.
Right. Exactly.
I'll be 51. But you don't get to retire from hoeing on me.
Right.
All right. So let me put it to you this way, because
I won't retire.
There's a lot of different ways to look at it. Ooh. The one with 5 can probably maybe have that kind of same trauma, but the one with 50 is guaranteed.
Right.
How about that?
And they don't talk the same. They don't walk the same. They don't dress the same. One wears different outfits to get sexual attention from men because she knows how men move and what they want. The one with 5 bodies is not moving like that. They don't talk like that. They're not tatted up like that.
Y'all all on the menu.
They don't behave or talk about men. They don't do that.
Y'all all on the menu, but the one with the 50 bodies wants to be the special on the menu.
Right.
So she dressed like the special on the menu.
Exactly. So like in my world of sexual debauchery and sex positive community and stuff, I deal with the 5 bodies and the 50 to 100. So these are completely 2 different women we're talking about here.
Sure.
They don't sound the same, they don't talk the same, and they don't perceive men the same at all.
At all. You can't
get them mixed up. Shit.
Yeah, if you put a key in a lock 5 times, it don't feel the same as if you put it in there 50 times.
Exactly.
They different. And I don't mean that physically. I mean that metaphysically.
Right.
Metaphysically, a key, here's another one. A key that fits 50 locks is a master key. A lock that fits 50 keys is a shitty lock.
Y'all love that saying.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's true.
It's true.
Okay, let me put it to you another way you haven't heard it, young man. Let me put it to you another way that I'm sure you haven't heard it because I made it up. When I say that I've slept with over 200 women, I'm saying that I have talked over 200 women out their drawers. When a woman says I've slept with over 200 men, she's saying I have let over 200 men talk me out my drawers.
Damn.
I gotta say this to you guys.
Here he comes.
That just sounds bad.
Go ahead, sir.
How you guys doing, partner?
We doing all right. It's Friday,
man.
Labor Day
I hope,
weekend, 3
I
days.
hope
Oh,
everybody's
today.
I hope everybody's having fun. How you doing, Uncle Joe?
Yeah. What's
I
up?
gotta say this, right? 5 is 20 times. 20 times 5 is what?
100.
20 times 5 times 10 is what?
50.
Okay. If you go from 1 to 5, it can take you a lifetime. But once you go from 1 to 50, you can go to 1 to 100 that quick.
Wow. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, you see the difference why
Wow.
it's not good
Have them
to
taking
get.
numbers in the hall. 57, 58.
Yep. It's just like
Terror ticket.
when you meet a man that has made $100 or $1 million, right? It took him probably 10 years to become a millionaire. But check what? He can go from a millionaire to 100 millionaire in less than 3 years. It can take a man 20 years to become a billionaire, but he can then become 10
A
times that
multi-billionaire.
just within 3 years. This is the reason why a woman that starts, she stop really quick and settle down really fast, because once she moves like a princess from 1 to 5, she can easily move like a whore from 1 to 50. And then she moves from a whore to a super whore from 1 to 100. Because it's that quick to get that many body. Because this is one thing that women don't understand. Men can spot a whore from a distance. We know she's for the street. And the more she's for the street, the more we want her. Because we're not going to marry her.
Right.
But guess what? We can get her and then go tell our friend, and our friend will come get her. And then our friend will tell his friend to come get her. So she can go that fast, that quick. She can amass that body that fast. Because men love to have fun sexually. Yeah, so girls, please, we're not saying this because we hate you. We say it because we love you. We don't want our wife to be talked about by our friends. We want our wife to be bragged about by us.
That's true. I know, but it infringes on their freedom, and their sexual freedom is it's probably the most important thing to them, even though it nets them no value in the actual sexual marketplace. But my man Dre, let me get the last question for you. Go ahead, Callie. What?
One thing though, y'all are having a harder and harder time of spotting hoes. That's all I just wanted to say.
I think what it is you're definitely talking about stupid men, because men like me, it's easier and easier to spot hoes. And let me not act like I have some kind of superpowers. I understand nature. Remember, I told you I'm a student of nature. You don't have to find hoes. Hoes tell on themselves. Let them talk.
And they have a uniform.
I don't know why hoes think they
just pay attention.
They have a personality type. They have a uniform, and they have language. All of these things you can identify by just talking to any woman on planet Earth. You will know whether or not how she views men, how she talks about men, whether or not she's a wife or she's a.
I only push back on the uniform.
Oh no, I think it's a uniform.
Because the one that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. Some of the biggest hoes I know are on the usher board, in the choir.
Okay,
let's knock that off.
We're not talking about that.
I done met some easy sleazy panties down straight up hoes that dress like real estate brokers.
None.
So let me throw this in there, because I agree with Callie Bev from this point of view.
Go ahead.
There's a lot less men who have the discernment to tell the difference. I mean, a
There
lot
you
more
go.
men.
Right. Well, yeah, there's that.
So there's a
ain't
lot
as
of
slick
guys
as you
out
think.
there. You know, they're not vetting women at all.
No.
You know, they look at the booty and this and that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the silly things that I hear in the space talking about if she wear lashes, she got long nails, she wear leggings, stuff like that. Then I'd be like, y'all, that just sounds silly.
Let me put it to you like this, though. It's because it's all relative. Remember, everything in life is relative. The more men that were raised by women and not men are going to have this skewed type of understanding. Also, what I think is also very confusing for most men is that hoes do come in all shapes and sizes now. Remember that women used to have a certain makeup. Like hoes used to be street level women, non-ambitious, or at least, but now sexual freedom has educated women out here wearing shit they shouldn't wear. So it's just like before you would say, well, let me get me a woman with a degree, with some sense, that speaks good English. That used to be back in the day like, oh, this is a less chance she's an outward facing hoe. No, these hoes are outward facing too. You see what I'm saying? So because it's acceptable now. So it's very hard for a man to have radar when there's hoes in every rank.
Okay. Now, if I may, I'm going to sneak this in. I'll shut up. Hoes are only invisible to simps.
Woo!
They're only invisible to simps.
I like it.
Yeah, I like
the
that.
Pimp see
I'm not
the
a
pimp
simp no
see
more.
you.
Visible
Okay?
to pimps.
Because the yin cannot exist without the yang. You don't get the hoe without the pimp. So those of us who see you, we see you because you screwing somebody. That's what I say about women. 100 when you talk about cheating and where the problem lies with men, no. 100% of straight men cheat with women. Y'all need to get y'all union together. Y'all, it's every time a man cheat on you is because a woman said yes.
Damn, that takes
Wow.
so hold on. That takes us into the next question. Dre Slay, get this question. That takes us in a perfect segue.
Trigger Mike, before the question, can I ask Callie Bell a question right quick? Yep. Callie Bell, do you like to have fun sexually?
She is married, bro.
She married, doctor. I don't know.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm not listening to me. Don't listen. Hey, listen to me. Stop the sipping. Let the woman answer.
No.
Callie Bell, I never said that you want to run off and have 90 men. That ain't what I asked you.
That's not an appropriate question for you as a young. That's not an appropriate question for you to ask a married woman, brother.
Man, there are questions you don't ask. This because man, you know.
Let me explain.
Let's assume the answer is yes.
The brother didn't mean no harm.
Make your point.
Didn't mean no harm.
Assume the answer is yes and make your point.
Oh, no. Y'all go ahead. Trigger Mike, ask your question.
I want to answer your question. The brother didn't mean any harm by the question.
Yeah, I didn't mean no harm.
Exactly. So let me break it down for you. That is not the type of question as a man covering this woman, protecting this woman, providing for this woman, and having enlisted to give his very life in her defense that he would expect for her to hear from another man. Because that is his wife. It's not that it's an inappropriate question to ask in general, but is it a question as a married man, brother? To a married woman, I would never have asked that question
as a married man to a married woman. Uncle Jeff, let me say something to Disha. Let me say something to Disha.
No. Just assume the answer is yes. Just assume the answer is yes.
That's true, bro. Let the old folks talk to you, okay? Because our responsibility here as old folks is to talk sense to young ones. You see what I'm saying? Because you follow us. We lead and you follow us, okay? You're a grown man, yes, but there is something called hierarchy in society. The young follow because we're going to pass the baton to you. You don't take the baton. You wait and we pass it to you. Then you run with it, okay? We're telling you there are questions you ask girls that are single and there are questions you ask married women. You can ask a married woman sexual question.
Absolutely,
in
brother.
public.
And as black men,
that's why we've lost our sense of our culture.
This is what we are supposed to do, brother. As black men, on behalf of her husband, we are not supposed to allow her to answer that question out of the respect that I have for her husband, whose face I have never seen. Out of respect for their union, young brother. Let me put it to you this way, Dre Slay. You'd have met the girl of your dreams and y'all married, got a couple kids. This girl is it. You love her. How would you like it if a stranger, somebody you don't know as a man from a can of paint, walked up to you and your wife and said, "Excuse me, Mrs. Dre Slay, Is sex fun? Do you have fun when you have sex? How would you handle that? Just answer that question and that question alone. How would you handle that?
But for me, brother, I don't feel disrespected by that. She's doing it with me.
Okay,
she's not doing.
that's fair.
She's not doing that with anybody else. She's doing it with me. If someone asked her that question, I would like for her to say, "Man, I have a lot of fun with my man. Shit, my man take care of me sexually." That's what I would like for her to say. I don't know how y'all took it disrespectful, brother, but y'all older. I get it. Y'all older brothers. I get it. You know what I mean? So I don't know how y'all took it disrespectful.
I guess it's just but I don't really believe. I really don't believe.
I think the question was badly worded. I think it was badly worded.
How was it badly worded?
Because I would say, wait. The reason I say that, I'll explain it. Because we're asking a woman, a married woman, does she enjoy, sex, right? But she's married, right? That's the context. Like, it'd be one, even if you were to ask, do you enjoy sex, with your husband? I mean, at least you're recognizing that she has a husband.
That's
and
right.
then it would be up to her to say yes or no.
And that's an incredibly personal question.
I get
She can't even answer that in public.
She doesn't need to answer. She doesn't need to answer. But at least it's recognizing the fact that she's married. That's how it was a badly worded question, because you're talking to her like she's single. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, EBD, everybody hold on. I got a question. Kelby, would you answer this? Kelby, would you answer this question? Kelby, I have a question for Kelby.
You can ask it after me, right? Listen, Dre, I don't believe your answer to Uncle Jeff. I believe if a man asks your wife that, you would not be what you just said. You would not appreciate that shit.
Look, Trigger. I mean, Arpain. I get where you coming from, right? Because Uncle Jeff said if you're walking down the street and a random man, I'm saying in the context of the conversation we're having here, right?
Brother, you are a random man walking down the street here.
Uncle Jeff,
Cali Bev?
Uncle Jeff, did Ikene not just state that men like to have fun sexually, right?
Yes.
Y'all just heard him say that.
Yes.
Well, not to a married woman.
So listen to me. I was just asking from a woman's perspective. That's all. I just asked the woman. As in being a woman, women like to have fun sexually.
Sure. And I understand that. And we
how y'all take it as disrespect?
I didn't mean to make a tangent grenade out of this. But you and I understand what you're getting at. I think what would have been a better move is to have made it a declarative statement. I am sure that as men enjoy sex, so do women.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but
if she
Cali Bev, to your point, of course, I didn't know if you were married or not. I was just asking from you being a woman, or just a woman's perspective. That's all, right? Okay. I didn't mean no disrespect. I seen how your face turned up. Look, I think how you first turned up. I apologize if I disrespected you. All right,
my man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the apology. Let me say something quick from the speaking on behalf of the elders here. Whenever a young man errs among us, we straighten him up. That's what we do. We call him to order, and and the best thing the man will do is what Dre Slay just did, is to apologize. That shows the community how we're supposed to work, how we're supposed to behave, and I'm glad he did that. Lapeef, how do you feel? Remember, this is a community.
Oh, women love apologies. They just don't like to get them shits.
No, I'm talking about the question.
I'm saying, y'all took us that.
I think my face told me that I probably wasn't going to answer the question as presented. My follow-up was going to be, what's the point?
Okay, good. I'm glad.
And you see what I'm saying? And look, for regular conversation, we could have got to it. I could have gave you the context. We could have got to the point of no. I'm just acting from a woman's perspective.
Dre, let's straighten this up, okay? Lapeef, I appreciate your response, and thank you so much. You didn't say anything beyond that, just like the elders anticipated you to do. Thank you for the short answer. Dre Slay, you good, bro? Let's continue the conversation.
Yeah. What was your? So now that you can assume the answer is yes, what make your point from there?
No. Answer was yes. There was no answer. Yes.
No. I know. No. I said no. Ikene. I said Dre Slay. Assume the answer you asked of her is yes. Okay. Make your point from there.
I get where you're going, EBD. Okay. So all I was gonna say was to Ikane's point. Ikane said men like to have fun sexually. The only point I was gonna make was, well, okay, women like to have fun sexually also. You know what I mean? So it wasn't to be disrespectful in any kind of way. I never said a woman is doing 30 men or 50 men or anything like that, right? The only point I was making was men like to have fun sexually, but you better believe women like to have fun sexually also. She wants to be pleased. That's all.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know how y'all took it. I don't know how y'all took it back.
About 15 minutes. Now I got to go get my son. We had another question that's just gone now. But thanks everybody for coming up.
All right.
I will be back next week.
You're right, Trey Slater. Don't worry about it.
I think he had a gold show, bro.
Yeah. I wish women did the same. You don't hear this on the women's channel when they disrespect men.
Never.
You don't hear no apology.
Never.
You don't hear no elderly women straightening out the younger women. No. You don't hear none of the correction. You don't hear
at least we got to show Callie Bev what it looks like. So maybe
what accountability looks like among men. Go tell your mama, tell your sister, tell your friends.
Y'all
tell them all.
Y'all
I'm Batman.
But we got She Critique coming on tonight, I think, on the Lapeef Experience channel. If you have not already, please go over to that channel and hit the subscribe button. She Critique is one of my favorite shows. All-star panel always on that. Really good topics. I don't know what the topic is yet, but y'all go ahead and come through to that one tonight. Who is on right now? I want y'all to go over there and troll the hell out of them for me.
That's hilarious.
Who is on right now? Yeah, Israel still on? Fatty on? Who on? Shit. Nope.
I thought Fatty came on at 3, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 5? I can't remember.
Oh, damn. Yep. Israel off. All right. That's it. What?
All right.
Yes, Fatty coming on at 3. Y'all go check them out. Happy Labor Day weekend, boy. Y'all about to be getting blizzard.
Oh, speaking of which, Labor Day weekend, my oldest son, he's going to be 19.
Well, congrats to the boy. Congrats to the boy.
All right.
Tell him be safe out there and don't bring me home any grandchildren. These thotty too hotties still think it's summer out here, okay? So tell him
he
be
know
careful
better
out here in these streets. All right, bet.
Bye,
Happy birthday to the young boy. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week, man. Fatty should be coming on in a little bit. Support these YouTube content creators. All right, we one big ass family, even though I want to punch half of them in the face. They're still my brothers. All right, I'm out. Catch y'all later.